Hello, hello,
Howdy!
and welcome back to Interea.
Interea. Interea. It's supposed to be a
Interea.
Interea. I wonder if it's a word for anything. I wonder if it means something.
Oh yeah, Google that.
I'm gonna Google Interea and see if anything other than this VN comes up.
The word must arrive from somewhere,
I
right?
have fucking baby bear in my fucking Google.
I don't know how to spell Interea.
Interer. I think it's spelled EA. Interea. Yeah, just pull up the fucking. Uh-oh.
No,
Computer.
right. I'm sure it'll be fine in a moment. There we go.
Oh, it just means meanwhile. It's Latin for meanwhile.
Meanwhile.
Meanwhile, like, because this is a midquel.
Yeah,
This is going on during the main story that we've experienced. Meanwhile,
What was it? Scene in Boggle.
Scene in Boggle.
It's like, I heard that was like, however, in some other language.
Hmm.
It became a dank meme for a bit in the Yu-Gi-Oh community.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
So one of the biggest like YouTube series for Yu-Gi-Oh is called the Yu-Gi-Oh Progression Series
Uh-huh.
by Simo and Nimnim.
Okay.
Where they just open up, they basically do draft, but they do it for each set
Okay.
in chronological order. Be like, ooh, Yu-Gi-Oh history, whatever.
Mm.
But that gets a lot of views and stuff. But in the open, they have like an intro that they do it, and during the intro, Simo goes, however, we will open up every like whatever, like the whole like thing.
Mhm.
But people started like memeing how he says however.
Okay.
Because it is like this weirdly like isolated, like you can clip that really easily.
Okay.
So that just became the thing of like however.
Mm.
And so another Yu-Gi-Oh streamer started like memeing that really hard and started using like Scene in Boggle. Like,
Scene in Boggle. I wonder what that language is.
I want to say it's Spanish, but I don't remember.
It doesn't sound familiar. It doesn't. Well, I mean, I could be wrong. I don't speak very much Spanish.
I don't know.
I'll just pull Google Translate. And then we'll go to Spanish. We'll do English to Spanish. We'll do however. Yeah, sin embargo. There it is.
Sin embargo.
Yeah, see? You were right. It was Spanish.
Oh.
Sin embargo.
Farfan is dumbass.
Alright, what are we doing? Amicus got up and
yeah,
left.
he got up to go argue with his sister. He's gonna go do a
True.
thing with Virginia.
Do you think Virginia got another portrait?
No.
They just
She's a woman.
Hey, you know what that means? They just got in one, you know?
Well, remember how they had different sprites for everyone in Route 65 or whatever in Echo? And they just
Jenna
used... And Jenna just stayed the same.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's blessed.
It's...
The women get one.
They
The women
really-
get
They
one.
really do. Oh my god.
They get all the portraits in the waifu VNs,
Mm.
so it's fine. This is just justice. So we're playing Katawa Shoujo after this, right?
Oh, dude.
We're not. I start to get ready myself, but at a much slower pace than Amicus. Meanwhile, listen to what is considered the quintessential quintet record of Wolves on the Moon. It's taken me several weeks to get through it. It began with Drususasi, 10,000 years ago, the moment he named the moon Adastra.
I've been wanting to... So, I know you're not familiar with the song,
Yeah,
but there's a song called Susudio by Phil Collins.
sure.
And in the song, he goes like, Susudio! And I want to clip it and just get the sus. And I need to clip it and use it in things. It's really good.
I can't.
It's sus.
I can't. I don't know what a Colin Phil is.
He did the music for Tarzan.
No one sings in Tarzan.
There is still music in Tarzan.
No one remembers that.
Everyone remembers it.
I
Michael
don't.
hated Tarzan because Phil Collins.
Mike.
He said it was a good movie, except for the fact that Phil Collins was the composer.
Man, of course Michael would be the one to have that Phil Collins take.
I don't know if that movie's good though. I've watched that movie a number of times.
I mean,
I don't remember the movie though.
It's enjoyable, right? When you
His face favorite Disney character.
I mean, that's fine.
When you
Like,
sit-
she's
when you
fine.
sit and
I have a
watch it.
framed illustration of her. That's a good design, but I don't remember the movie that well
I mean,
because it's boring.
but when you sit and watch it, you have a good time, right?
No. I'm usually like, I could be watching anything else. There are other like D-grade Disney movies I could be watching, like Hercules.
That's true. I'd rather watch Hercules than Tarzan, but I'm significantly biased in that direction.
Well, I'm the person that's like the Disney Renaissance is so overrated.
It meant a lot to the people that grew up with it.
I grew up with it.
I mean, when they're not all critical as you.
I mean, I like Beauty and the Beast.
That's a Renaissance film.
Yeah, that's like the one that I like.
It was the best one.
It's unquestionably the best one. It's
Like on a
just-
technical level,
Oh,
it
it's
is just the best one.
I'm just like, wow, this is done so well.
It's
Like,
like,
it's so
period.
good. It's peak.
period.
Not that big on the Lion King.
Neither am I.
No,
Aladdin.
it's all right. It's good.
You know, I could follow
Solid.
it. Yeah, solid. Pretty good. Hercules. It's my favorite, but again, I'm
yeah,
biased.
yeah. And we have the worst one, The Little Mermaid.
Shame. Shame.
My biggest hot take.
It's a big hot take. I'm a little more. I used to razz on Ariel for being a dumb teenager for the funny,
Yeah.
but you know, I can appreciate the movie, most of the movie. We could drop Le Poisson like wholesale. Who gives a fuck? Ursula was right, obviously.
Right. I feel like they didn't give enough. So my issue with Ariel is I feel like they didn't give her enough reason.
Other
They
than
just
she-
leaned on she's a teenage girl, and I'm
she's
like,
a
I
teenage
don't
and
like.
She wants it.
She needs more.
She wants it.
She needs actually more motivation. Than that.
Like if there was
and not implied motivation of her father being strict, because we don't see it outside of him being like the one scene.
right. See, I could see if they like.
And that's after she's already disobeyed rules and stuff. So it's like there's
Right.
no baseline here.
No.
It's just
Like if Ariel, like, of course she would have wanted to go on the Earth, but if there was a proper, like, if she was going out there seeking like a relic that was going to help the kingdom, she was going to use that as an excuse to go up there.
Yeah.
When she really wanted to do her own thing, you
Yeah.
know. But
it's
it's just she just wants it.
She just wants it
When's
so
it her
much.
turn? Wouldn't she love to explore the shore up above,
I hate her.
out of the sea?
Pre-Adastra, or the time of matter, is something I probably won't be getting to anytime soon. It's probably for the best, considering how much more fractured and confusing the moon was in those days. Adastra's history isn't easy to follow a single line of emperorship, though it does start to blur together after 10,000 years. It's started to perk up a bit more as it's neared the present day, especially with the mention of Amicus's father, though as I've gotten deeper into the history, I find myself wanting to pull back. While the Wolven approach has always been brutal, it's becoming more difficult to listen to now that it's focused on the father of my lover. Amicus seems excited for me to learn that part of history, his own history, really. I haven't told him I've gotten to this point yet, though. The ruthless power move of and executions, both of which have occurred countless times over the past several millennia, feel quite a bit more personal. Amicus looks up to his father quite a bit, but now that I'm learning about him... Emperor Potatoes saw to it that the Chemians would receive the message loud and clear. So he sent his trusted friend, Kato, to the planet Quartol 2413b, on which Chemian geneticists were uplifted a primitive Wolverine race.
Oh, let's go to that planet. That sounds cool.
That was a lot. That was a lot of a lot.
Yeah, and I like, and now confirmed Amicus's father is Emperor Palpatine.
Well, he's Amicus.
Shit!
He's
He is
Amicus. He is the
Little
student. He is. He's Amicus.
Yo!
I can't wait for Amicus to slay the younglings.
Let's go. But that makes Marco Padme, and Marco is not cool enough to be Padme.
No, wait. He's movie Padme.
Yeah. I mean, sure, movie Padme is not nearly as cool as the Clone Wars Padme.
Yeah.
But I don't think movie Padme is terrible. I mean, she grooms a child, but other than that, she's fine.
That's like you have this adult woman going like, man, in 2 years.
It was 10 years.
I know, but it still feels bad.
Like she imprinted on this child as a child that he didn't stop thinking about her for 10 fucking years. Like that's rough.
It's unfortunate.
That is rough, buddy.
At this point, I'm getting into the beginning of the Chemian War, the third one.
The third.
Yeah. Even the tone of the record seems to have become defensive. Just 57 light years away from Adastra, this was an affront to Wolven sovereignty. Kato thus cleansed the planet of the Chemian crime and returned peacefully to Adastra with no further bloodshed. Upon Kato's return, Emperor Palpatine received him with much fanfare. Hold on, Com. I just finished pulling on my robe, and now I sit on the edge of the bed, wondering if I really wanted to know. It's not like I can change history. Is it worth knowing something that's already done? Oh, that might paint my view of Amicus's own father in such a bad light. He's dead.
Yeah, but Amicus is so proud of his papa.
He can be. He's gonna remember the best parts of him or the worst parts of him. Depends on the person.
But if Marco says anything negative about his father, Ami's gonna be like, "No, my father was so good."
Well, he's your partner. You should know like where the sore spots are and either prod them like a bull,
like you,
or you just be like, "Okay, let that slide." Like whatever.
Let it go. That's all right.
Be mature adults about this. I realize this is Marco.
Yeah, this is Marco and Amicus.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Well, the answer is yes. Understanding the wolves is the point of why I'm doing this. Read a Chemian counterpoint to Adastra, a history, chapter 12, section 2.
Oh my god, I don't think that's necessary.
What? There's a pause. It doesn't take a genius to know that what I just heard had been whitewashed to almost non-existence. Luckily, the Chemian that wrote this correction to Adastra history organized the volume in a way that mirrored Adastra, a history. She wanted it to be as easy as possible to find the Chemian viewpoint on all of Adastran history. Of course, Amicus doesn't know I've been pairing Chemian records with Adastran's own. But I just needed something to balance out all of this. Yeah, to balance this out. The planet Deshrith was first explored by the wolves 15 this many years ago. After Chemian's unification, after discarding the planet as barren and of a promising sapient life, Chemia requested rights from Adastra to explore the planet themselves. This was granted as a price was negotiated and paid in precious metals. Exploration began in this many years, and within 2 months, a promising sapient life form was discovered in the form of underground-dwelling Wolverine creatures.
It's neat.
Right? Uplift was initiated. But just 200 years into the project, Adastra fully learned of the sapient life form they missed centuries ago. Instead of initiating talks, the wolves instead launched a surprise attack, massacring over 500 Chemians and 135,000 uplifted Wolverines. Only 2 Wolverines were recovered by a rescue mission several months later. Oh, so that's why the Brutus was
yeah. Okay.
So they're friends with the Wolverines.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's all connected,
yeah,
guys.
that makes a lot of sense now.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if... I mean, Brutus is probably a descendant of those.
Yeah, but, like, history-wise, it's like, oh, that's why
They
he is
probably-
a citizen of Chemia.
Yeah, and they probably, like, at least moderately repopulated on Chemia as well.
Yeah, like, okay.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Where we're getting there. I'm
Man.
understand. I'm my mind palace expanding.
The deepest lore. You're getting a whole other Adastra wing added onto your mind palace.
Right? That's what I want more of. More Adastra trivia to whip out at parties.
I mean, you know, it's perfect, right? The perfect talk. So in this game, Adastra,
I prefer whipping out my Yu-Gi-Oh trivia
that's pretty funny.
because Yu-Gi-Oh anime trivia is just like peak. Like you say some of the shit that happens in Yu-Gi-Oh and people are like, you're lying because they just don't know.
Yeah. Why would they know? They don't watch it.
Right? The atrocities committed against the peaceful uplift mission included extensive use of incendiary weaponry. The lead of the rescue mission recalled that burnt corpses were left scattered in the hundreds across the region, left amongst the ruins of homes, schools, nurseries.
It's One Neferhotep. That's what his name was.
There we go, the name was said.
Put some respect on his name. My homie G, One Neferhotep. We call him
W unit over here? Like
yeah, he's a W. Put some respect on his name.
Wanerferhotep.
One Neferhotep.
Sure. Calm, that's enough for today. Yes, Marco. I rub my eyes with my hand, already feeling tired.
Oh, remember, Calm doesn't say people's names right.
What did I say before?
Macro, like you would say something different almost every time.
That's
for
fine.
like everyone.
That's fine. It's fine. Yes, Micro. I rub my eyes with my hands, already feeling tired. I could just tell myself that this is someone else's problem, a sin the wolves have to answer for themselves. But because I'm with Amicus, a part of the civilization, and he seems so stubborn about only having pride in his culture. I mean, most people do.
Yeah, most people kind of do.
That's not his fault.
Marco, I mean, you know, Marco, like the way he kind of talks about human culture, about like, yeah, we're not perfect, but we're better than your culture. Like
It definitely rubs me the wrong way a little bit.
It's like,
I'm like, Marco, I realize you spend too much time on Twitter. Like, I get it. But, you know, maybe you should just go outside, touch grass.
touch grass.
Like, is what it is.
Has that phrase been recirculating in your vocabulary as of late?
I do just like that phrase.
It's pretty good.
Just go outside. Like, just like, stop, calm down. Like, especially
Yeah.
in that way. It's like, calm down, just go.
Yeah, step away from the keyboard, go touch grass.
Right?
It's pretty good.
I also love that image, just that really old image of the cat's paw reaching to like the guy's hand, just like it's time to stop.
It's time to
first.
stop fisting, yeah.
That one's also one that I really like. Well, I need to address this somehow at some point. I don't want to always take the Chemians' words over Adastra's, but considering that the Chemians tend to admit when they've made mistakes, it naturally makes me trust them more. You've met, like, one?
Well,
Maybe 7?
I mean, just one is enough to give enough of an impression compared to the wolves and how they've all behaved.
I would just say that's a Nefertiti thing.
I mean,
I'm not going to judge an entire
if
culture based on one person.
If Nefertiti was the representative of a whole culture, I feel like that'd be pretty all right. He's very smart, very diplomatic. Likes the sex.
He's not one of those things.
He's diplomatic.
Yeah.
Likes to take it up the ass.
Yeah.
The whole culture likes to take it up the ass. There'll be no problems ever. A strong enough culture to stand up on its own 2 feet, but will also bend over and let you pleasure yourself. It's great. That's all you need.
I feel like a culture wouldn't last very long if they were all like that.
Well, some people got to take the L and fuck a vagina every once in a while to make a baby, but...
I decide to continue my lesson when I get back from the tour. I feel like I can't really stomach much more wolven atrocities at this moment. I'd rather have breakfast. I'm alone in the corridors as usual.
This one feels a little different too.
Yeah, the shadows are darker.
Yeah, and I don't think it feels like the view it shifted down a little bit. The statue doesn't feel quite as high as it used to be. Like
Maybe
the viewpoint. I think the
lighting is considerably different than usual.
For sure.
It's kind of neat though.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to get out at a later time than the others. Not that I really enjoy the company of many of the others. But my existence feels more and more lonely every day. Amicus says this will change after our trip. I suppose this tour is a bit like my introduction to the rest of the moon. Afterwards, I'll be able to make more public appearances, according to Amicus. Initially, this didn't sound all that appealing, but the more time I spend within the corridors of the palace, the more I've changed my mind. The more I think about it, the more I feel the cramped walls of the palace closing in on me. Even now, so did them all. We should watch Gundam NT at some point.
I think that'd be a good time.
Well, that's a Gundam movie that you can just watch.
Yeah, you don't know other.
Yeah, it takes place a little bit after Unicorn. So like the princess girl shows up in a couple scenes.
Okay,
but she's also from Double Zeta, so
right.
like, she's just a lore character that shows up in a bunch of things.
Yeah, still just is easily accessible to anybody else.
It's a pretty like this is about this trio of characters in this specific part of the war.
That'd be a lot of fun, I think. It'd be a good time to do that.
But like for me, I don't know if it became like a widespread meme, but definitely like at the end of the movie when a character shows up and just says "Soredemo."
Pretty good.
That became like, I was like, oh my god, they did it. I clapped when I heard it. Like
jumps up from my chair. Yes.
I changed my mind on breakfast mid-stride, and instead take the route that will take me to the front of the palace, wanting to go for a swim instead.
What's Marco's stride monster?
What stride?
What
Strider unit? Well, like what Strider unit?
Yeah,
like Night Rose, Gaia, like those alt mile.
What is he?
Ooh,
what is Marco?
I think he's like a starter deck baby. I think he plays Chronojet.
Yeah. He would. He's like, I'm the main character. I play Chronojet.
I play Chronojet. I fucking play Chronojet. And he like does the time leak combos badly because he never actually learned how to use it.
Ugh.
That's what it is.
Shameful.
I don't know if you've seen the new like lore image. We're getting like a lore short story about Chronojet in the Overdress era, and we have like a preview image, and he's holding Chronos Command's scepter, so the stride he would always go into.
Okay.
He has the arm of Chrono Tiger and is holding a sleeping Messiah, like Neon Messiah.
Interesting.
And we're like, Chronojet, what have you been doing the past 3,000 years?
He's been real busy, apparently.
And he has new legs. Like one of the other ZTB units, he has Chrono Buffalo's legs.
Okay.
So it's like, oh, Chronojet got fucked up and had to get repaired over years.
He's a busy guy, isn't he?
Right?
What a busy fella.
It is what it is.
I like his design.
I don't like Chronojet.
You don't like him?
He's just like Jesus, but in the Vanguard universe. I don't like him.
I mean, he's there, and then we have Messiah as well.
Yeah, and I don't like Messiah either.
Messiah is so cool, though.
I don't like either of those units.
Messiah's cool.
No, not my thing.
Shame.
It's been a while, and they always left me feeling exhausted in a good way. Much different than the tender weakness that the hot baths left me in every morning. Which reminds me, I stop by the door to the baths on my way, pressing the panel. A wall of steam smothers my face instantly, and I'm glad I decided to not go with the usual routine today. The feeling of suffocation is exactly... Yes, that is the word, okay. What I'm trying to avoid right now. Nephew? My voice is weak under the sudden change in humidity. I clear my throat. Nephew?
Yes, he's here. Let's go. Let's go. The real main character. Marco, I've been waiting for you. There are a few things I'd like to discuss before...
Hey, I'm going for a lake swim instead today. You can join me if you want. There's a pause that goes on for a notable moment of time, then a sigh. There's an echoing sound of sloshing water, then the smacks of it hitting the marble floor.
You have quite a knack for choosing the worst days, you know. Hey, hold on a moment. I think this is his original Adastra model.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, this is... Because remember, he has the broken back.
Yeah, he's tilted forward.
Yeah.
He's I think they made him like intentionally try to be more sassy looking, like in his neutral pose, because he's very sassy.
He's like trying to bend over, making it easier access, assuming the position, as you will.
At any given time.
Yeah, I'm already moving back into the hall, knowing Neferu well enough at this point to not just stand there and let him prattle on.
Why would you choose the harsh cold of the murky, slightly polluted lake over the comforting warmth of mineral water is beyond me. And with no time to make myself decent. Thanks for that.
I side-eye the big jackal, wondering why he didn't take the time to at least grab a towel. Hey, it's up to you. I just didn't want to leave you hanging in the baths expecting me to show up. Neferu slips on the marble before catching his balance in a stumble. And why are you naked? I was just gonna wait for you by the lake if you were gonna come.
Nothing you haven't seen before, eh?
Not in the halls of the palace.
And who else might see us?
Anyone. But I'd be most worried about Amicus if I were you. He comes back earlier sometimes.
Ah, yes. I suppose that would be a worry. Wolven jealousy knows no bounds.
We exit the palace into the garden. I think he just finds you annoying.
Annoyed by his own jealousy, maybe.
I roll my eyes and start stripping off my robes on the beach. Neferu waiting patiently while I do.
Speaking of an angry Emperor Amicus, I doubt he'd be happy to see you swim across the lake without safety measures in place.
He and everyone else here just needs to get used to the fact that humans aren't like other primates.
Accidents happen, no matter the species.
And Neferu's concern for rules and safety seem out of character for him, that I just can't take him seriously. Race you to the island.
My muscles are so loose from the hot bath.
I slap the water so it splashes Neferu's body, making him gasp. Well, warm up then.
Feeling giddy for the moon trip, I assume.
It's just nice to be out of that stuffy palace. I started swimming, and even though I had a good head start, Neferu catches up easily, though he swims alongside me at a measured pace. Unlike the wolves, Chemians are rather good swimmers, or at least Neferu is. I start wondering if I should have listened to him about safety measures. At least a sightseer to have something to cling to in case I cramp or something. I'm not too worried, though. Sure enough, just as I feel my limbs starting to give out, I touch the sandy floor of the island. Okay. I'm gasping for air when I get to the beach, splaying out on my back, feeling exhausted like I haven't in a long time. I'm vaguely aware of a slightly panting Neferu behind me, following me onto the beach. All right, I think we can end the part here.
Okay.
You know, that was a solid 2 minutes of reading.
Oh yeah, back to the
So,
beach. How cool!
yeah.
How nice. Been a while since we've been here.
You know, it has been a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we'll see you around, everyone.